With Dubai Day fast approaching, the Arabian trainers here in the UK and also in other parts of Europe are gearing up for what is very much the big day for the sport. One of them is Phil Collington, who after many years of success as a jockey has now switched codes and he trains very successfully, as we're about to find out. So well done, I think we can say. New yard, new start this year, but 10 winners. You're happy with how things are going?
Yeah, oh, delighted. Yeah, I think we've moved in here and we've had the first runner we had when we moved in here was a listed race winner, so in Italy. So, and then we've just carried on, started the year well here. We've had some good thoroughbred card winners so far, so we made a really good start. Yeah.
The second full season with the licence, I think I'm right in saying, and you started with a bit of a bang really last year, had a very, very good Dubai Day. That must have eased a few sort of qualms and taken a bit of pressure off?
Oh, it did, it was magical. Going into Dubai Day, everyone's so tense and nervous and we just wanted a winner. So to have two winners on the day and with a Group 1 winner, it was just fantastic.
And you think you'll have sort of 10, 11 runners this time around. Would that be, do you think you consider it a very strong team?
I think we've got as strong a team as we had last year, maybe in different races. We had stronger hands in other races last year, but I think, yeah, we've got as strong a team.
And what would be the ones you're most looking forward to on the day?
So I think after her last run, Agsan, she seems to be really back to her best in top gear. She loves Newbury, hopefully good to firm. She likes that sort of ground. And she ran a terrific race last year in the Hatter, so let's hope she can go one better.
She sort of deserves a big one, doesn't she?
She does, yeah. I mean, 2 Group 1 seconds last year. The Group 3 win was her opening run, and no, she deserves a big one.
And she could be coming to the end of her career. I suppose that makes it even more important.
That's it, yeah. I mean, she's done more than most in her career so far, but if we could, it would just put the icing on the cake if we could win a big one.
And you go back to the Zabeel as well, of course, with Radamés. Hopefully he's in the same form as last year.
Yeah, Radamés is, he's 9 now, and it's always a long road to get him to ready every year. He's had his niggles in the past. Last year, I think everyone was surprised that he did what he did on the big day, and we'll get him there as ready as we can, and then hope for the best.
I'll talk about some of your other horses that we've seen this morning. I know there's a sort of a younger one you quite like, Fastball, one to look forward to?
Fastball, yeah, she's only had the 1 run to date in the 3-year-old prep race over course and distance, Newbury. I was really surprised and delighted with her that she managed to win. She can only have improved from that. By no risk, Almori, out of Lakatat, was a good mare herself, trained by Jill Duffield. And she's got a great attitude. The best part of her is that she has this fantastic attitude and she just wants to please.
Mm-hmm. And also Mithaq Asbar comes into this in very good form.
So Mithaq Asbar will be my first runner in the Dubai Stakes for the Asbar stud. He's got good form in Qatar from the winter, came here, he's won 2 races for us to date. And he's won at the track now, course and distance, so yeah, hope for a big run from him.
Absolutely. Who do you think will be, I know we're a couple of weeks out, but what will be the strongest chance of a winner?
Strongest chance of a winner, probably, as most would say, in one of the handicaps, in the 1.5 mile handicap, Halib de Forge, who's a horse that won his last start, and I inherited him from France again. He got some good place form in France, and we managed to win with him now, so yeah, he'd have a good chance in 1.5 miles.
It's a tough day, isn't it? Because you've got the people from all over the world really bringing their horses in, certainly from France. You've got the best of the British trainers. It's always going to be a difficult day to try and get a winner, and it's very much sort of the World Cup, if you like, of Arabian racing.
It is, yeah. It's like our Champions Day, and like you say, you've got the best of the French come in, and then Belgium, Holland, Julian Smart, if he brings horses over, he'll be based in France at the moment, but Al Shahania, even El Chikab if they come. So you know, it's a world-class meeting.
And do you feel, you've obviously been in the sport for ages, do you feel it's really evolved over the years, Dubai Day?
Yeah, I think we've had a few different dates for it, you know, and it's been more popular some end of the year to the other, but I think it has only grown, and it draws a massive crowd, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does. We were talking a little bit off camera earlier about the programme for Arabians. Do you find you've got enough opportunities to run your horses, or do you feel there's some divisions that there just aren't enough races and where work could be done?
Yeah, I think, and again, it would be the same for a lot of trainers. You seem to end up with, there's races for a certain type of horse in the yard, and then there's always a horse or two that you're just lacking races for. I think this year for me, there's not been enough decent mile races, but only because I've ended up with some decent milers. And then, whereas there's lots of opportunities for middle distance horses.
I see. And you've had a lot of success last year or so running horses abroad. Is that something you particularly enjoy doing and want to do more in the future?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it came as a shock really last year to know that we were going abroad. It was only with the horses in the yard and what they'd proven they were capable of that we got the chance to go abroad. And then, I mean, to have winners in Belgium, France, Italy, it didn't seem real at the end of the year to think what we'd done.
And maybe one day run something over in Dubai at Maidan?
That would be a big goal, yes. I mean, having done some seasons in Dubai, it would be great to take a horse or two there, have something good enough to run.
You've got around 20 horses at the moment, and it's a nice manageable number, but would you like to expand if you could? I know you're only just starting out.
Yeah, we would always, you know, it'd be great to increase the string, and we've got a nice spectrum of owners now. We've got some small owners which have had success. Their horses are running on Dubai Day as well, and you know, to build a stronger team, bigger team would be great.
How much of a help is it that you've been around Arabians for years, many times champion Arabian jockey? Does that help you out a bit with the training?
Massively, yeah. I mean, there's still obviously lots that I'm learning, and you're making mistakes still, but I think knowing a lot of these pedigrees of the horses and having ridden sires and the dams, and you can see traits coming through, all those sort of things that you've learned, you know, I've been able to pick up while riding them for so long, helps greatly, yeah.
Do you ever go racing and think, oh, I wish I could just hop on board one of them?
I do, yeah. I mean, there's times when, you know, you're putting the final preps and final pieces of work, and you think to yourself, God, I'd love to ride this.
And we've talked a lot in recent sort of months about the future of Arabian racing, and I think it's been mentioned that maybe it would move to being professional. From your point of view, do you think that's a step that the sport needs to take?
I think we do need to be taken more seriously, and you know, we've got to gain the respect and that we are training these horses and the running as a thoroughbred would, and it's, you know, especially on Dubai Day and the other thoroughbred days that we run on, they are doing exactly the same job, and you know, we've got some competitive finishes and some big races, but it's always going to be a little bit difficult, especially for the smaller and the lower end of the sport, because a lot of them are doing it as a part-time and it's their hobby. But I suppose if we're going to race and keep racing more internationally, we need to have that integrity, don't we?
Yeah, absolutely. And then if it did move that way, there'd be a possibility to mix up thoroughbreds and Arabians as we do in Dubai.
Yes, that's it. I mean, obviously if I'm myself now going abroad with runners, we're just mixing with thoroughbreds and other trainers, professional trainers, just as, you know, a fully licensed trainer would.
So what are the aims for you next few years? Obviously keep on producing the Group 1 winners, crack at the championship?
Yeah, I think like last year the goal was Dubai Day as a target. Obviously, you know, Sheikh Hamdan as well as other owners that you've got in the yard all want a horse to go to Dubai Day, and having a better horse means the most. Winning any race is great, but everyone wants the better horses. So keep producing good horses is what we'll look forward to.